Hey y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I am Susan, your hostess. We're doing hashtag Weird Container Growing 24 and hashtag Garden Tour Club, hosted by Gail Southern Living. I'm putting the two together today for time's sake. These are open collaborations. Anybody can jump on board. Just make sure you use the hashtag and tag Gail in your videos. And really, y'all should email her just to let her know that it is coming. This is a basket that was made by my son-in-law's brother, and he was making this out of bamboo. He wanted to try bamboo, and we've used it for a few years now as a egg gathering basket, and now we are using it in the garden because it is reaching the end of its lifespan. So inside this today, I have planted thyme, and I've got it hanging here by my porch. And once it gets growing good, the thyme will actually get planted, and I'll probably plant something in behind this. Okay, this is an established daylily bed over near my well, and I wanted to let you know that I will have the information on both of these open collaborations in the description box below if you're interested. The hashtag Garden Tour Club is doing a prize drawn from the comments each month. It will be for the lower 48 US only, and that information will also be in the description box below the video. We're at the front of my property, and these two blue barrels here, we've cut the bottoms out of them. My husband's actually drilled holes in them so that I can plant some onions with this. And these have red potatoes in there. We do a layer of soil. We put our potatoes in. We do some more soil and some straw and then more soil. So we've got a lot of soil and straw in these already. Once they grow up, we add more soil and straw as they grow up. And once the barrel's full and the potatoes die back, all we have to do is tump them over. So the holes on this one will probably be planted with some onions because that's a good companion plant for potatoes. I've got 3 buckets out here that we keep our soil in. Actually, I've got 4. And we have put up our grow trees or whatever you want to call these. We're going to plant strawberries in those. Those were actually thrifted, and we're going to make sure that those are planted. And there's my beautiful little arbor out here. My flower beds have been neglected, but everything's starting to pop up, and I'll talk about that in a moment. This little welcome sign was made by a dear friend of mine, and so I always put marigolds in the pots here, and hopefully they will come out. And I've got some cute little bunnies. So we've got some hostas coming up. We've got some daylilies coming up. I believe this is my bleeding heart. We've got some Japanese irises here that really needs to be divided up and make a new bed for. I've got some sedum back there. We walk in here. That's a naked lady there, folks. And all over the ground here, we have mint. I planted mint here. I've got some paper whites blooming. Let me get back in here. There's more mint. More mint. You want the mint by your house because it keeps the insects and rodents away. I've got some lamb's ear. We've got, it looks like another naked lady there in the front, and some more sedum. I've got all kinds of lilies and stuff planted in this garden bed. And I need to get out here and do some weeding. So there's some more sedum and another lily there. And I've actually got some perennial seed this year that was gifted to me that we're going to be planting out here as well. And we've got raspberries to plant. Here is another little section that I have got some plants going. and I'm hoping that they will come in. I've got cilantro, parsley, garlic chives planted in a little metal bucket. This is muscari. I don't even know what that is, but we're going to grow it anyway because I've received the seeds in the mail, and we'll get that relocated as well. All of these will be relocated once they're established. I've got a pitiful looking chicken and hen in there. I'm hoping will pop back. We've got oregano, sage, and basil. A tag fell down, basil. Getting into our weird container garden area. I actually told my neighbor, I said, I'm trying to hide the tubs and the sink that we're using for this, but my husband just kind of spread everything out. So I just planted this sink. It was in the backyard, and I drug it around front. I've got it propped up on cinder blocks. I'm using old oven grates to cover it to keep my chickens out of it, and I've planted rosemary in there. So again, the rosemary will probably get moved to a permanent location once it's established. Two old bathtubs. And these are the old cast iron bathtubs. One is established with asparagus, and I actually see some asparagus peeking through. And this is a new planted asparagus bed, and I've also planted beets as a companion plant with both of these tubs. And I'm hoping that we'll get a good harvest out of that as well. My husband doesn't eat beets, but I do. And there is my other plant that was the chicken and hens. I'm hoping that it will come back. I've got lavender planted in another little metal bucket. And I've got some yellow zinnia cousins there. Small pink flower. Mini drop iris that we had planted when we lived down in Memphis, and those seeds are 12 years old, so I don't know if they're going to come back or not. We'll see. And some bluebells. I'm hoping they come up as well. They're older seeds, so I don't know if they'll come up or not, but I wanted to try them out and see if I can get them growing. We use the cattle mineral buckets for raised beds, and this first one has onions and radish, and they're actually looking pretty good. I'll get an overhead shot. So that's radish and onion there. This one is onion and spinach. So I don't know if that's spinach or not, but I am hoping, I do see some seedlings in there, so I'm assuming that that is going to take off really quickly. And again, there's a few things in there that needs to be pulled as well. This is onions and broccoli, and there's actually some broccoli coming up. I'm really surprised because I've never had any luck with broccoli. So that's great. This is onion and mixed carrots, and I do have some weeds in there. I need to get out here and do a little weeding. And this one as well is onions and carrots, and there's a lot of little carrots in there, and again, I need to get out here and do a little bit of weeding. Well, this one is yellow onions and a mystery because I don't remember what else I planted in here, but we'll figure it out when it pops up. I'm believing that other one might be dill, and this one is something else. The label on this one says dill. My husband moved these for me, and when he did, I had not labeled them yet. So I've got to get in here and do a little bit of cleanup on these. But that is pretty much all I've got planted so far. These are tire rims, and yes, I'm going to be planting in them. There's one there, one here. And we usually plant in these fire rings. We purchased several fire rings one year, and so we'll be planting those again as well. And the fence, of course, is to keep the chickens out of it. Here's some more of the mineral buckets, and I've got some irises in here that need to be moved before my chickens tear them up. And here's one of our trellised blackberries. We've got little buds coming out on the blackberries, y'all. Let's see if I can show you the buds. See the little buds? And so I've got 2 plants here, and we've actually got 21 that I've counted in our yard. I also have wild onions, and I can come out here and gather those as well. So I found another blackberry vine right there, so we have 22 now. And this is, I'm going to show you the fence line. Goes all the way back to that corner and all the way across to where the chicken coop starts. And that is all planted in blackberries. And they are really coming in good. So I'm happy to see that. I did get out here and fertilize them. And so we should get a blackberry crop this year, I'm hoping. We've actually got a honeybee out here checking out the plants. All the fire rings that we've purchased that we're going to be spreading throughout the garden area. They're not going to stay in a row. We're going to actually spread them out and plant herbs and flowers and things like that in them. And hopefully we'll get a good crop this year, and the flowers will deter some of the pests. Y'all excuse the trash because we get trash blown. We've had a lot of wind out here. And there is my garden area, and it's actually going to go back all the way to the other end back here to that gate. And we're going to be moving our duck pen, so that'll be good fertile ground there, because duck manure you can plant in immediately like rabbit manure. These are the plants that I've had covered. They are gardenias. They're 1-year-old gardenias. And I did put some Epsom salt around them to kind of perk them up. So hopefully they'll come back. They're still pliable, so I'm assuming that the rootstock is good. So I've got 7 of those. I've got some more up here. So we got these, and I'm just kind of watching to see if I get any buds on them or new shoots. Some of the windows for our new greenhouse. Can't wait to get it put together. Last plant I'm going to show you, and there's actually nothing yet, but there are 2 muscadine vines planted right here where this stake is. So we're hoping we get something out of that, and hopefully they'll start coming up. My friends aren't blooming yet, so we're assuming that they're just dormant right now. And we are back at the front of the garden. This is hashtag Weird Container Growing 24 and hashtag Garden Tour Club, hosted by Gail Southern Living. Y'all check these great open collaborations out. Contact Gail. She'll give you all the details. Thank you for watching, friends, and may you be fully blessed.